Thank you. Pearl Floyd, Travis Cook, Christopher Duggan, Stephen Green, Jonathan Guzan. Here. Thank you. Jennifer Lechner, Angela Mathey, Patrick Mincy, Donna Oldham, Catherine Reed, and that will conclude my roll call. The United States Commission on Civil Rights is an independent, bipartisan agency of the federal government charged with studying the discrimination or denial of equal protection of the laws. In all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and the U.S. territories, an advisory committee to the Commission has been established, and they are made up of responsible persons who serve without compensation to advise the Commission on relevant information concerning their respective jurisdictions. Tonight's community forum is the first of several events this summer in which the committee will hear testimony on our current topic of study. In addition to tonight's forum, we're also planning a virtual panel series in July and August in which we will hear from a variety of stakeholders. Based on these proceedings, the committee will prepare a report to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, detailing findings and recommendations for addressing this issue of national importance. Please note, we are not an enforcement agency and cannot study individual civil rights complaints. The committee looks forward to hearing public comment that is relevant to our project scope, which is limited to an examination of the implementation of Ryland's Law, with a specific focus on A, the outcomes of state intervention thus far, B, an analysis of disparities, if any, in the child welfare system based on race, color, age, disability, or other federally protected category that state intervention has addressed and or can address. C, the impact of Ryan's Law on child-parent reunification rates, and D, areas for improvement in the implementation of Ryan's Law. As far as the procedure for tonight, we call on those who registered in advance to speak first. Once we have gone through the list, and as time allows, we will proceed to ask anyone else on the line to share a comment. To do so, please raise your hand in Zoom and you'll be called on in that order. If you are joining by phone, you will need to press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. Please wait until you are called on to speak. Each person will have 3 minutes for their comment. A timer will be made visible on the screen so that speakers will know how long they have. For tonight's forum, speakers will only be interrupted if they veer off topic or defame or degrade a specific person or organization. We ask that everyone respect the time allotted and end their remarks when the 3 minutes run out, as to give others a chance to speak. Staff and I will reserve the right to provide notice if a speaker is over time and to mute the speaker if needed. We would need to give a verbal 1-minute warning for any public commenters joining by phone, as they are not able to see the timer. For all participants, if for any reason it will be helpful for us to provide you a 1-minute verbal warning, please let us know when we call your name. There will be a short pause as we transition to the next speaker. The event will adjourn by 8:00 p.m. Please know that it is possible that not everyone who wishes to speak will have the opportunity to do so due to the limited time. If you do not have the chance to speak and or were not able to share everything you wanted to say, please know we will also accept written statements by September 23rd, 2024. These can be sent to L. Schiller, LSCHILLER at usccr.gov. We have invited members of the public to share their experiences with the committee. Committee members may ask clarifying questions of members of the public, but there will not be a formal Q&A session. Please refrain from raising your hand to speak a second time until others have had a chance to share a comment. Though some of the statements made today may be controversial, we want to ensure that all guests do not defame or degrade a specific person or organization. As the chair, I reserve the right to cut short any statements that defame, degrade, or do not pertain to the issue at hand. Any person or any organization that feels defamed or degraded by statements made in these proceedings may provide written statements for inclusion in the proceedings by emailing staff. I urge all persons making presentations to be judicious in their statements and keep to the civil rights topic at hand. The advisory committee appreciates the willingness of all participants to share their views and experiences with this committee. At the onset, I want to remind everyone present of the ground rules. This is a public meeting, and remarks will be recorded and transcribed for the public record. Please note that we are required to obtain the legal names of anyone providing public comment, as required by the Federal Advisory Committee Act and its regulations 41 CFR 102-3.165. The chair must ensure that detailed minutes of meetings are kept, and those minutes must include a list of persons who are present at the meeting, including members of the public who present oral or written comment. Please contact staff at vmoreno@usccr.gov if there is an error in your name and you need it to appear correctly in the public record for today's meeting. In addition, written statements relating to today's briefing may be submitted by September 23rd, 2024 to Liliana Schiller at LSCHILLER@usccr.gov for inclusion in the public record. At this time, I will now ask staff to call on speakers in the order that they registered. Please raise your hand in Zoom or press 9 to unmute if you're joining us by phone, and you will be able to speak for up to 3 minutes. After we have gone through the list of registered speakers, I will open the floor in case anyone else joining us today would like to speak. And I will now turn this part of the meeting over to the staff.
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'll begin with the list of speakers who registered in advance, and I'll start with Amy Betts. Amy, you may begin as soon as the timer is visible. Go ahead, Amy. Amy, we're having trouble hearing you. I'm not sure if you're able to hear us at the moment, but please let us know if you're having audio issues.
Amy says she can't unmute.
It looks like
Hello.
Hi, Amy, can you hear us? Or can you
speak with us?
I'm Amy Palacios, so that's why I didn't start to talk, but I do know Amy Betts. I didn't know it was on me. I'm sorry. I'm Amy Palacios. I do work with Amy Betts. We are
Okay.
both working Adeli's rights, and we have been attending court hearings for about 15 years now, with DSS and CPS situations and where children are being removed from homes. So we have worked together to advocate for families, and we've both been part of this system, that our children have been removed from our homes. So it's impacting greatly in Mecklenburg County and Cabarrus County. We started off in Mecklenburg County and have moved to Cabarrus County with the same situation of corruption. Even the DSS attorney is over in Cabarrus County. He was at one point over the school board. He was over DSS child support, DSS child welfare, the county contract, and practicing as a private attorney. So using the same tactics as a private attorney to remove children from homes as he did with DSS, and using his position of power